Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for July 21st, 2019. With your host, Spacebaker244, and turn around at Epsilon.
Hi.
I did not like half of what we viewed for this week, and I know I'm not going to like what we have to watch for next week. Because I got reminded of it. Because openings.
Yeah.
As you can see up top, we are covering episodes 25 through 28 this week of Kamen Rider O's. And they, for reference, aired March 6th, 20th, 27th, and April 3rd of 2011. And if you're wondering why there's this odd 2-week gap between our first and second episodes this week, that's because the, I hope I get this name right, Tohoku earthquake and tsunami hit on around this time, or around the gap. And that pushed back both Rider and Sentai for about 2 weeks. Which weirdly made it to where the 999th and 1000th episode of Rider, which is the second half of what we're covering this week, the second half of it ended up airing on the exact same day the original series started.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. Weird how that worked out.
Also, I see a little bit as to why the follower one goofed up, but I still don't see the full reason.
Oh, what was the little bit of the reason?
That follower goof up's actually only off by 1.
What? I checked it before when I started. It was at 174.
It should say 175 because we got a follower yesterday.
But Twitch
apparently
says
the bot didn't pick it up.
The bot doesn't, and the dashboard didn't, because I checked the dashboard and it said 174.
The Twitch dashboard saying 175. So if you're looking at the bot dashboard, that could be part of it.
No, I was looking at the Twitch dashboard. Unless I just looked at it wrong.
Although, now I'm looking at it, the bot dashboard is on 174.
Yeah.
But Twitch is saying 175.
So, mystery 175th follower of the channel. Thank you. If that isn't some ghost follow that doesn't actually exist. Even if it is, thank you, ghost. That is so weird.
I don't get it.
Neither do I. But yeah, before we get into these episodes proper, any feelings going in?
I'm kind of going into it. I was kind of wanting to get a, actual honest to God answer as to the thing we left off, 2 arcs ago?
Yeah.
Except I love that the show's still keeping that a mystery-ish.
You get more hints of it. Which I will get your thoughts on what it is after the first half, because there's nothing in the second half that's relevant to this. Outside of Kagami also has no idea what the fuck's going on, which about that. We'll get there. Gio's not out for this week yet.
Well, gee, I wouldn't know why.
Are you caught up to this past week's episode?
I don't remember.
I think I've told you everything from the recent episode, so even if you're not, you are at least in the know of the important shit. God, this show sucks. Like, this whole thing with Schwartz being from another timeline in of itself just makes me go, first of all, why? Second of all, why the fuck do you care about any of this? And third of all, will this come back around to Omageo at some point?
Probably not.
You know, the main point of the fucking series at this... Ugh. Too many ideas. Too many ideas. So, you want to just get into the episodes?
I guess so.
Alright, we're going to start things off with episode 25, The Boxer, The Left Hand, in the Bud Yummy. We're starting off at the Coast Cashier, as Edgy, much like you and probably the rest of the audience, is like, Ankh, what the fuck's going on? And Ankh is brushing it off, because he also has no idea what's going on, to be honest. Like, I'm going to tell you this up front right now. Ankh knows nothing. Literally nothing. He is just as confused as you are, as the entire audience is. He has no idea why this is happening. So all of his deflection is to essentially so he doesn't have to go, I don't know.
Also, don't worry about that I just posted. I just realized I needed to do that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Windows decides that if something happens in Discord, it gives me like the first 2 lines of it. For some reason. I don't know when Windows decided to do that. So yeah, Ankh is off to mope in his room, as the rest of the crew are hosting an event for a boxing gym. It's a gym, right? I don't remember if it's a gym or something else.
I don't remember right offhand, actually.
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, but I'm just wanting to be sure. Because one of their fighters is retiring very abruptly before a title fight that he was supposed to have. And it's due to injury. Initially, we see that he has broken his hand. I assume it's broken. But we see said boxer hanging out with a stray cat and being all nice and friendly to it because he feels a kindred spirit with it since he's about to retire and not really have a place in the world, I guess, or something along those lines. One of his friends drops by to pick him up for the press conference and the dinner and stuff since he's running behind. And we see the other hand of Ankh is watching as much as a hand can watch, I guess. I guess since it's Ankh, he can watch very well. But yeah, no, this is like Ankh's left hand, not his right. They even have, I think, a different ring to differentiate them. So, 'tis the mystery begins. Who is this left hand? Where does it come from? Who does it belong to? We'll get to it next week. Like, for sure, promise, we will get to it. Well, okay, next week in terms of regular episodes. 2 weeks in terms of sort of how we're recapping stuff, so... That's our cold open. Coming out of it, We see the chairman. We're back at the Coast Casino as the chairman has the boxer give a few words to everyone there, and he doesn't have a lot to say because he's not much of a talker and stuff. But when he's done, we see that he collapses and accidentally breaks the statue, and we essentially find out that he's a punch drunk, which, in simplistic terms, he's had one too many concussions. Like, literally one too many concussions. He has, I don't want to say brain damage, but it's...
I think pretty much it is, though.
Yeah, it's not good, is the short and long of it. Like, this is lasting long term. He has this for life kind of damage that is irreparable. Well, I would say is mostly irreparable and outside of some very experimental and out there treatments that can mitigate the damage and give you some of it back. Because Daniel Bryan, I don't think he had the same condition, but he also suffered one too many concussions in his wrestling career, which is why he retired. But he's returned because he went under treatment. They reoxygenated his brain and did several other things to give him the ability to step back into the ring. But there are downsides to that, because now he has to be checked after every single match he has. So he is under a lot of supervision by medical staff after every match. Because he could, if he suffers another concussion or something similar to it, he might be done for good, essentially. I feel like. I'm not for certain, but I feel like that's kind of what they're worried about. Is if he gets another concussion, he's done for good this time. And I'll be honest, I can't help but be uncomfortable about how this arc ends with this whole situation, especially a line he says, because oh boy, yeah, no, please no. Can his arc not end this way, please?
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those that it's like, that was probably not the best way of ending it.
No, especially when the damage, when the bird doesn't fix the other damage. Like, the damage that I feel like is actually what's taking him out. It's not the broken hand, it's the broken hand that finally makes it set in for him that yeah, I need to retire. To be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, after we get this information and stuff, we see him kind of out about after dinner with the friend from before. And he runs into the opponent that he was supposed to face. I don't remember who's supposed to be champ in this situation. I think our boxer here is the champ. We get one shot of the photo of the two of them, and I forget who has the belt. But the opponent's looking for a reason why he canceled, and they have a bit of back and forth about the life in boxing and about how boxers can't live outside the ring and all that. And I'm like, ooh, this is getting uncomfortable as a wrestling fan, because I hear this a lot from some wrestlers, and boy, do I wish some wrestlers would retire so they don't injure and or kill themselves in the ring, or injure or kill someone else in the ring. Just putting it out there. Oh, I'll get to that later. But after the opponent leaves, the boxer ends up getting whammied by Onk's other hand. I have a name for him, but we won't get to it for a while, so... It's Onk's other hand. It's Lonk? I'm gonna go with Lonk. So Lonk waving him to get the bird yummy that essentially kind of petrifies his friend's arm and makes feathers out of that petrification in order to stick them in the other guy's arm, or in our boxer's arm, to heal it somewhat.
Yeah, I don't quite get how.
Yeah, I will say there's a darker interpretation of how Ankh and his yummies kind of work in the novel that I have found out about. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there in like 2 weeks. But we see that Ankh is watching all of this take place. When we see when Edgy, Goto, and Date arrive, Edgy and Date end up fighting the Yummy, but the bird flies off with the boxer, leaving them all very stunned and confused by the events as we have a bird Yummy. Ankh is the only bird greed. That means he must have made it, right? And Goto is immediately on board with Ankh did this, let's shoot him. And Edgy's like, no, he wouldn't do this, right? Right, Ankh? You would not do this, right? And I think Date is the most reasonable one here of going, we should probably blow up the Yummy first before we like have an internal conflict about all this.
Yeah.
We get a little bit more foreshadowing with Maki and Chiyoko. We'll get to that next episode.
Quite literally, actually.
Yep. We are back at the Couscous here as Edgy and Ankh are like hanging it up for the day. Ankh is just blowing everything off and is not saying anything because, like I said, he knows nothing. So he's saying all of this to not say I know nothing, and to not go, I'm kind of scared that more of my core metals are out there and someone has a hold of them and is using my yummies against me. I kind of don't like this. But Edgy is trusting a Ankh because what else is he gonna do at this point? But we see Yummy hit up more people to get feathers to heal the boxer's hand. It leaves Goto suspicious, like even more suspicious of Ankh as he confronts Edgy about it. And Edgy's like, wait, what do you mean the Yummy hit and Ankh's not there? So he was clueless about this entire situation. But again, Date is focused on the Yummy for now, so most sensible person here. Our boxer actually doesn't want to fight and doesn't want to take these feathers, but the Yummy is greasing the wheels ever so slightly to win him over. We get another fight with the Yummy, and Date is the first one to engage. Ankh ends up leaving the Tajador combo to Edgy before he goes in. So they fight off. So Edgy arrives with that combo and fights the Yummy. But it turns out, oh no, this doesn't work against it. Well, piss. So they're both on the back foot. Date tries to go for a breast cannon cell burst. And Ankh, deflects it so the bird gets away. So, yeah, Ankh's not being the best of friend right now. And we're kind of left with Edgy injured, and everyone once more confused and frustrated by Ankh and his antics this episode.
Yeah.
Which takes us to episode 26, Ankh, the Ring, and placing everything on. Edgy is left injured from the fight, meaning he's on the sidelines for now. Ankh has pretty much divided the group a little bit over this entire situation, especially since Hina is now caught up on everything. But we do see that the boxer is finally won over by the Yummy, and he will have his dream match. That's our cold open. Coming out of it, Date is pretty much telling Edgy to rest because he's being a bit of our boxer, bit like a punch drunk. Although his is less to do with concussions and more due to you keep getting injured and exhausted from combos. Stop it. Go lay down, please. later on, Date and Goto are talking, and Date decides he's going to return to the Kagami Foundation to pursue his goals. As Date continues to continue his goal of earning his 10 million yen for a very good reason that I will not say because we still aren't there yet.
100 million.
100 million, my bad. I probably put 10 million in here, so at some point it's 100 million. Meanwhile, we see that Maki is talking to Kazari about the new hand in town, and they wonder who it is because they are also out of the loop. And Kazari also confirms that, like, Uva wouldn't do this. Uva doesn't even use the cores that aren't his, that he has right now. Why would he use Onks? So, who is it? If it's not Maki, if it's not Kazari, if it's not Uva, who could it be? It's at this point we find out that Chiyoko looks like Maki's sister, who is dead.
Supposedly dead.
No, she's dead. She's
Okay.
dead. No, I'll say this right now. She is dead. But we'll get to there. About the circumstances of how she died are a bit fucked, to be honest. Which is why I also don't like these next two episodes, because they imply something that I'm like, no, please. No. I know where this goes, and no. Fuck no. Ooh. Anyway, we see that Ankh is staking out the Yummy, looking for who he is working for, so he can find out who the fuck has his core medals. The enemy ends up heading to the gym where his opponent was from before in order to take him away for the fight. Date and Goto try to intervene. Doesn't work out as the guy's just like, I want to fight him. Take me, Birdman. So they leave. And now our team has lost as to, well, where to go, because they don't know where the Bird Yummy went after that. Meanwhile, Kagami is quietly making a cake for our new hand friend.
Well, yeah, because it's his birthday.
Yeah. As the Bursts are trying to figure out what to do, Eiji ends up dropping by, hobbling, mind you, because he figured out, oh, the Yummy took him to this old warehouse that has a gym and stuff, because that's where the boxer, like, trained first. So they just need to go there. And Eiji ends up just getting dragged along, because might as well try to look after him. And he also says that he will fight Ankh if needed, which is hilarious considering what happens later in the series. Because, okay, I want your opinion on this. Where do you think this is going to lead for the two of them?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. We see the Yummy has knew Ankh was staking him out the entire time and shoots at him and decides, oh, I'm going to get your core medals while I'm at it, because he's also on the hunt for core medals and not just sell medals, so uh-oh. Eiji ends up arriving and saying he pretty much figured out Ankh's entire plan, since Ankh was like, take my other core medals so I don't lose them when something goes horribly wrong.
Because Eiji knows darn good and well that Ankh wouldn't just give him the his core medals. He would give him other core medals, but not his.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the boxers end up having their title fight while the Yummy and Eiji are fighting. They even come crashing through the roof in the process. But Eiji pretty much needs an opening, so Date decides to give him an opening by accessing his form change. I'm going to put in quotations because how do you feel about the debut of what's technically called birthday.
I mean, because, I mean, to me, I don't really feel like that's a different form as much as basically a ultimate screw you move kind of deal.
Just activating all the tools at the same time, because we've seen that he can activate multiple tools at the same time, so...
Yeah. I mean, if he could only activate one tool at a time, then yes, this would be something.
Mm-hmm.
Because then this would make it look like, okay, well, he's mastered the birth system.
Mm.
But seeing as how he's been able to use multiple tools and then he's just using all of them, it's like, okay, I guess that's a thing he can do. I mean, I don't feel like it has as much significance as it probably should have had. And that's kind of a problem.
I was checking sensitivity.
I was going to say, did you intend to do that? Because you couldn't hear what I said either.
Okay, my bad. I was checking sensitivity because I saw, like, you were peaking my mic for some reason. I was like, fuck me, what's causing this?
Oh. That's weird.
So, what were you saying?
But, yeah, I was basically saying I feel like it kind of cheapened it because, I mean, it just was one of those that went from, okay, he can use more than one tool at the same time to he can use all of them. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, weirdly enough, I consider this as much as a form change as, like, All Dragon is, because All Dragon is weird in how it's a form that is accessed through the spell side instead of the form side.
I could see that.
And it also doesn't help that, like, there are 4 variations of All Dragon across 2 forms, because Flame Dragon has 2 versions of All Dragon that it has access, for one for movie and one for the series. And then Infinity has 2 All Dragon versions that it has accessed. Weirdly enough, they're both movie exclusives. So I'm like, I don't consider All Dragon a form anymore. Because I feel like if you have to consider All Dragon a form, you have to consider the individual dragon accesses for the individual dragon forms as forms of themselves. Because they're technically doing the same thing.
True.
But anyway, so birthday happens, and cracks an open for Edgy. He gets to do a finisher with Shoshota, and collapses afterwards. The boxers end up hashing things out. Our main boxer here will be going into rehabilitation so he can fight again, mainly for his hand, but not for his concussions, because of course not. We're just gonna ignore that part, aren't we? Probably doesn't help that this is 2011 when I don't think things about concussions were that big of a deal. I think it's only until real recently that I feel like concussions have been made a real big deal of, yeah, concussions, multiple concussions can, like, really fuck you up.
Okay. I would normally be fine with that explanation. Except for the fact that the show made it a point to point it out.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I feel the problem comes in.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a point to point something out like that, and then sweep it under the rug, that's bad.
Yeah.
If they took that out and just made it act as if, okay, he screwed his hand up so bad that he can't, that he was pretty much told he won't ever be able to box again, then maybe I could see this arc working better.
Yeah.
adding that into it, it's like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AJ and Unk talk things over as the hand continues to observe events. We'll have to wait on that one. So yeah, what'd you think?
I felt like it was a good arc to kind of not really answer a question, but at the same time kind of answer a question.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the left hand is the reason why Ankh can't actually regenerate a body with just a few core metals.
Yes.
So, I mean, it did, the show managed to answer that question then.
Yeah.
Granted, it also adds a lot more questions, but seeing as how the main cast is kind of blind to that right now, it's like, okay, fine.
There is one person on this cast who is not blind to what is going on. He knows full goddamn well what's going on, which annoys me about the next 2 episodes. I'm sure you can guess who.
I mean, I'm willing to bet Kogami.
I was about to say, what is the only source of the red core metals so far?
But what, I guess what I probably don't quite get, which I'm fine with this too, is how did Ankh at least break into 2 parts? I'm going to assume more than that, since they made it a point to only show the other arm.
There's a reason they're not showing the other arm, but it's not that reason. But yeah, you're right in that there needs to be an explanation. Like, we will get an explanation on why Ankh has been split, essentially.
I mean, initially I want to jump to the, okay, it probably had something to do with O's. Like original O's.
You would not be wrong on that one.
But then at the same time, I'm like, Kogami, I feel like, had a part in that somewhere.
He has a part, but not the part in the splitting.
Okay.
But no, Kagami knows damn well what's going on, which makes me like get a bit angry at the next episode where it's just like Kagami goes, "Oh, I have no idea what's going on." I'm like, "Bullshit, you do! Fuck you! You know damn well what's going on. You're part of the problem." But yeah, I was all right with these episodes. It's just the whole thing with the punch drunk stuff. I'm like, okay, I have seen what happens when someone well past the point where they probably should be retiring steps into the ring. I have seen what happens when 2 people step into the ring and wrestle each other when they are well past the point where they should be wrestling. Also, in very terrible conditions. If you want to see that match, it is Goldberg versus Undertaker from the recent Saudi Arabia show for WWE. To put it simply, Undertaker damn near breaks Goldberg's neck with Tombstone Piledriver because he did not protect him properly. Because when someone's doing a piledriver, they cup the head in their legs so that when they drop, their head never touches the mat. Undertaker didn't do that. Goldberg's head touched the mat a little bit. And bear in mind, you're being dropped on the top of your head. All your weight's going to the top of your head, through your spine. You can imagine what that will do to your spine. To put it bluntly, go ask Austin how long he was out with a broken goddamn neck. Because I think it was Owen Hart botched a pile driver on him way back in the day. He was out for a year plus with a broken neck. He was lucky. He was not paralyzed. Paralyzed because of that botched. So, yeah. I get very concerned about that. And especially when someone says, I would like to die in the ring, I look at the far too many people in wrestling that have died at a young age. Like at a only like 5 years older than us age. Like in their 30s to 40s.
I mean, I feel like very small rewrites probably would have fixed that.
Yeah. This is,
like I said, if they just turned it into the reason he was retiring was because the doctors were telling him that his hand would never be good enough to box again, then yeah, by all means I could see this kind of ending that way, where he wants to go through rehab and try to fix his hand back to the point where he can again.
Yeah.
But it's that whole adding in that he's punch drunk, that it's like, that's where we crossed a line we probably should have addressed at the end.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure this is something that only bugs me because of my experiences. Because I know wrestlers who die at a very young age due to their injuries.
It wasn't really just you, because I mean, Date even told him, look, if you keep on, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't care, I'm doing it anyhow. And it's like, oh wow. Like that's the point where it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, it bugs me more. And I am like, I agree with Date, Angie. You should be on the sidelines for this entire episode. Please? Please? Please stop.
I love the fact that after they crashed through the roof, Date was just like, well, now time to go deal with this punch drunk idiot.
Yeah.
Like, is it bad that the problems that I'm foreseeing with those is not really so much problems as it's just little minor, someone might have should have went back over the script one last time kind of deals?
Yeah. I would not disagree with that.
I mean,
Well,
it's not anything bad for the show overall. It's just one of those, it's like, yeah, one more revision probably would have been good. But now we're going to have to talk about this arc, aren't we?
Yep. Who's ready to talk about episode 27 and 28, the 999th and 1000th episode of Rider? Okay, so full disclosure, these two episodes are not written by the main writer of OOO's, Yasuko Kobayashi. They are instead written by Shoji Yonemura. We know him very well as the main writer of Kabuto. We've also got to know him a little better because he wrote 2 episodes of OOO's. Specifically, the Reporter 2-parter. And he also wrote essentially the last part of Decade, like 26 through 31, in the Hibiki 2-parter. And of course, He wrote all the Tyson films we watched.
Yeah. I can completely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof. Oof indeed. So, okay, we're going to start off with episode 27, 1000, the movie and the combatant. My notes here are live notes, so if I drop something, it's because, god damn it, that I hate watching this, and I was also bored at times of watching this between the hate and the anger. So, I might drop something, or might have a comment of, fuck this show. Or no, fuck these episodes. Not fuck the show, fuck these episodes.
Wow. The fact that 2 episodes can make you hate the show.
No, Lord, no. These are the exceptions, not the rule.
Oh, dear God. Like, okay. I'm gonna be completely honest here after what you said yesterday about having to skim over it, that you couldn't watch it. I was thinking, oh God, this is just gonna be like way bad.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that's not far off, but I think I liked it better than the Tyson films.
I think it's because I keep up with Geo weekly, and then I keep myself acute of what, or informed of what Geo happening in Geo, so the stink of Geo makes me very, like, not want to watch stuff that feels like it, and this feels like Geo.
No. I have to kind of argue with that one. No.
I know, but it's just like...
Geo's worse.
I know, but it's enough towards that direction that I'm like, no, I don't want to go there. No, I'm enough there. I've been there enough. I don't want to go back.
Like,
not with a good show.
Like, if Geo's steaming hot garbage, then this was just ice cold garbage. Because I mean,
yeah,
it was one of those. It's like, is this art good? No. Is it at least not horrible? Yes. At Geo, it's no.
Yep.
No.
So starting off, we have Kogami singing Happy Birthday, which I recognize this from the cut together version that people do for someone's birthday in the fandom. So they send them this video. Like, not without the weird rapid cut motorcycle bits of Edgy and Ankh that are here for some stupid reason, and I don't know why it cuts every 2 seconds. That was annoying me already. Like, why does it not only cut every 2 seconds, why does the audio change every 2 seconds? Because I can hear the difference in the engine revs every time they cut.
To this, I'm going to say that was honestly something that kind of confused me. I'm thinking it was in this episode also, because there was another spot where it was a horrible, I don't know how it made it out of production, horrible jump cut. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So, Kagami singing Happy Birthday, and Edgy and Ankh arrive at Kagami Foundation because he's called him there, because it's the 999 episode of Rider, and now we're acknowledging that we're a show, and no one is surprised by this. What?
Except for Edgy.
No, he's like, wait, we've been fighting for 999. Like, he's like, here's the thing that I hate about this, is that we're drenched in meta nonsense, but there's no joke. Like, no one's here looking at everyone else going, what the fuck's going on? Why are you all people? Why is everyone here talking about this nonsense? Because Onk's even accepting of it. Because he's just like, this is stupid. Like, he's even accepting of it just as okay, this is fucking stupid. Let's just leave. I got better shit to deal with. And the only reason he's on board is because Kagami goes, I know a secret. And Onk's like, fine, we'll do your stupid bullshit movie nonsense.
Although, as we find at the end of the arc, he never actually said that he knew.
I know, but I know he knows.
He just simply asked the question that he knew Ankh would be interested in.
Yeah.
To this, I'm going to say, that does sound like a Kogami move.
Mm-hmm.
The ending, though, doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, Kagami wants to celebrate this occasion by making a terrible Tyson-like film.
Except it's better than every Tyson-like film. I mean...
We'll get there. Unk wants nothing to do with this because he's got better shit to deal with the better plot that we're interrupting for this. But Kagami goes, I know something. Would you like to know something? And Unk's like, all right, fine, I'll work on your stupid movie. So the movie is literally just the original series, except O's is in Ichigo in this case. That's it. That's literally it.
I do want to mention something that I thought was kind of a troll moment. In the teaser trailer that Kogami botched together, because I'm calling it that. There was no actual attempt for that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it had a screen cap of Ichigo and O's together, and then that never happens in this arc.
I don't know if that even happens in the movie properly.
It's one of those, I'm like, that is such a troll moment.
Anyway, we find out that Date is directing this movie because somebody on the main cast had to, and I guess it's Date. Then we cut to some shocker goon, who, by the way, was the janitor in the background scenes. And the reason they zoomed in on the bottle of cleaner stuff is that it said shocker on it, or some variation of that.
Yeah.
Because they went and like copyrighted their name, and now they're making cleaning products.
Shocker cleaning products to clean up all of your scenes.
Yeah. But he's upset and angry that the writers keep beating their monsters for 999 episodes, and I'm just like, why do you care about half of them?
Okay.
You literally stopped existing after a while.
I was gonna say, herein lies the other problem. They kind of didn't have monsters for some of those episodes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Also, especially in Kuga's case, monsters got blown up in between episodes. And I'm sure that's the case for several episodes in the series. So why are you only angry about like 999 of them?
Because those were the only important ones.
Apparently. So yeah, the goon is angry that he's being jobbed out by the writers. So Kazari shows up to be like, oh, you want to get revenge on the writers? Here's a medal in your face. So you can make a yummy. Yay. And that's our cold open as we come out of the opening. Oh, look, there's for the opening, there's Let's Go Rider footage. And I'm like, fuck. I hate this movie. I'm already not going to like this movie. I think I remember watching this movie, and I don't think I really cared for it back then. Granted, I have to explain who New Den-O is. Because I'm sure you're familiar with Den-O, right?
Ish, yes.
Okay. You remember the blue Den-O looking person from the footage?
Yeah.
Okay, that's his grandson from the future.
And I'm assuming also the present and the past.
No, just the future. No, that's just his grandson from the future. He has his own train and gear and stuff. He showed up for the Dino movies.
Okay.
So, coming out of this, we see that Maki is going to be the cameraman because Date bribes him with Chiyoko, and this makes me uncomfortable knowing where this goes. Because of their implications, and I'm like, that is not how this turned out. Oh boy, somebody didn't double check where this went before they wrote something stupid.
I mean, isn't that the bulk of this arc?
Yes. I also make note of, because we transitioned to the Koska here as the cast is reading the script. Ong is actually reading the script upside down.
Because of course he is.
Because I double checked and I'm like, wait a minute, is he holding it upside down? Freeze frame. Yeah, no, he is holding it upside down. Awesome. Ong doesn't give two shits.
And what's even funnier is he's probably the best one out of it.
Yeah, because he's used to, yeah, I don't know, hamming it up a bit. So we find out that Edgy's going to be the hero, because, of course, who the fuck else is going to use the O's gear for this? For the O's driver. Unk will be the great leader, and I'm going to refer to him as the great leader because I don't give a fuck who he's actually supposed to be from the original series because it doesn't matter. He's probably the stand-in for the great leader, to be honest. Goto is going to be some scientist guy, and as we get further in the episode, I find out, oh, you are the scientist guy that actually helped Ichigo break away from Shocker. Thanks for not naming him, by the way. Appreciate that episode. And Hina will be Edgy's girlfriend because we have nothing else interesting for her for this fan film, essentially. Yay. Satonaka is on props and all sorts of assorted other things, and she doesn't want overtime. And Chiyoka's on lighting and sound, even though she wants to be an actress. We'll get to that point. And the Goon is there because he will, in fact, be the Goon. Because you are a jobber. You're not getting a better role, sir. You will forever be jobber. So they filmed the brainwashing scene because I know what this is. And Goto is apparently stiff as a board. Is it just me, or are these two episodes taking the piss out of not only him, but Hina the entire time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I felt like I wasn't imagining that. It was like, oh, we're taking the piss out of them for their characterization. Or Goto's characterization and Hina's quirk that is mainly just used for comedy.
Which is pretty much what it gets used for in this arc, too.
Yeah.
But
it feels
pretty
more...
much because there was this one-time kind of deal at the end, but yeah.
But it feels dumb because I'm like, you are both comfortable with who you are. Why do you need to learn a lesson about this? Why are we learning a lesson? What is going on here? Hey, we'll get there.
Someone didn't read the script, the storyboards.
Apparently. But Date ends up swapping him out with Chiyoko, who hams it up real fucking good because this is what we're doing.
And when she turns it on, she doesn't turn it off.
There is no off switch for Chiyoko. There is only on and super on.
And I think she went super on.
Mm-hmm. We see a Bird Yummy is out and about. It's a different one from last two episodes. Ankh ends up dragging off Edgy so they can fight it quietly without Tate and them finding out. They try to capture it, which sounds like a stupid plan. Like, why would you capture it? Wouldn't it be better just to drop a Candroid on it and then let it just, like, follow it back or something?
Would think.
But the capture fails, and even the Candroid fails, because for once it fails, I guess. Because we can't reveal that until 2 weeks from now, so, oops. The Goon drops by the Kazari drops by the Goon's house. He check on the progress because his yummies are like Mazul's yummies, so they're in eggs at the moment. It pops out of the egg and it's afraid of dry squid, I think is what that is. I'm not sure. So we get some more filming, some more hamming up for the camera. I'm bored during this entire segment, and all I have to wonder is, the show era didn't have this much cheese, did it? I'm pretty sure they didn't ham it up this goddamn hard for the show era in its entirety.
I mean, they might have.
Right.
I doubt it, but
like this is a step too far. I don't know what the hell you're thinking, but I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? So everyone is dressed up in costumes, and like half the cast is in goon suits, including Hina, who's waving a flag. But a mouse scares her because this literal stuffed mouse just pops up out of nowhere. And it's only here so Hina will trip up and knock over a barrel that almost falls on Edgy, but the goon saves him. So the goon has second thoughts about whether he's a goon or not, I guess. Conflict, people. Conflict. Conflict.
To this I say, it's like, okay.
Drama here, folks. Meanwhile, the Shocker Yummy, literally gets dunked on by two random female bikers. Who are these people? I checked. One of them appeared in Ryuki as a supporting cast member. I don't know who the other person is. Literally, I have no idea who the other person is. Like, the writer wiki gives me nothing. So, I don't know who this person is that is dunking on our fucking main monster for the week and making him so much of a jobber. I am like, Edgy, why are you not blowing him up? Edgy, why are you not winning? Edgy, why are you losing? This man got beat by two random people. So we're back at the filming, and Goto has to work on his hamming ability and his timing, and also Hino needs to work on her confidence about having her stupid strong ability thing. Oh, look. It's a lesson that needs to be learned about accepting yourself, as Gyoko says it in song, and oh god, I don't fucking care. Why is this here? Who wrote this? Who okayed this? Because, like, Goto's arc is not this. And his character is not about this. Anyway, we got back to Edgy and Ankh because they try to go dunk on the Shocker Yummy. And he's losing the fight. Like, he's literally losing against this Yummy that we just saw get dunked on by two random people, I say again. Two random people. So Date shows up to help, and then the bird yummy shows up, and he's jobbing to nobody in this situation, so he's gonna kick all the ass. So, but Ankh wants the bird yummy alive because he'll lead him back to the person of his core metals, assumingly, maybe. So that creates a bit of a conflict as both yummies kick Date's ass and Goto's ass. So Edgy has to pop a finisher to try to get one of them, and oh look, he got the bird, which is Shota's finisher, and but it's dead. Great, the one that didn't get dunked on by two random peoples here is still around. And we end the episode there. Which takes us to episode 28, 1000 the Kamen Riders in the birthday. So the Shocker Yummy gets away, and Edgy is just happy that everyone is alive and no one has died. Thankfully. By some miracle, no one's dead yet. But Unk is mad about the whole Yummy situation, but there'll be another chance. And that's our cold open, essentially. Coming out of it, the guy ends up spawning more Yummies. In this case, it is random people in Shocker uniforms, or Shocker Grunt uniforms. So he just creates more jobbers that are apparently actual people, as we'll find out. Which makes me go, excuse me? To these random real people that apparently are just gonna leave? But this man is proud to be a goon and a jobber. Good for you, someone's got to do the job. Meanwhile, Kagami is watching all of the shows at the same time. How the fuck is he able to pay attention to anything?
Very carefully.
Also, he's not starting from the beginning as we see in a cutaway. He is in different places of the series at different times. Like, I looked at a couple of them and I'm like, those are from later in the show. Where the fuck did you start your episode marathon from? Also, the movie's kind of done now, I guess, in terms of editing, which I'm like, who the fuck edited this shit together? Kagami is upset that he can't see, like, the end of the movie because they only filmed, like, part of it, and I just have to look at this and go, you can literally watch the original series. You're literally doing the original series again. Why do you, what? I hate this. I hate this. I hate it. I hate all of it. But Edgy arrives with Date, who is currently injured because he took a bad shot in the shoulder, I guess, because that's where the pain is, supposedly. And they'll continue filming. And it's totally not about the pay that he has a very, very good reason for needing the pay for. So, yay, way to kind of dunk on Date's entire character arc. So now we're doing the whole generic girlfriend wakes up, brainwashed hero scene. That some random lady shows up that I think is a comedian. I don't know why she's here, other than to be here. So they're filming, and I swear to God they're trying to imitate Sakamoto's filming style. And also, Date, why are you screaming into the camera, Tato Ba? Why? You don't need to do that. That'd be put in post. Tommy, you still with me? Hello? Uh-oh. I think he fell asleep on me. I think this episode's put him to sleep. Tommy, you there?
Yep.
Okay. I just find it funny that you cut out on me when I'm at the point in my notes where I said I'm bored. So yeah, there's that. The take isn't as good. They make fun of Hina's quirk, I guess. We do a take 2 as the goon brings in his fellow goons to help. Like, why should I be intimidated by the goon of goons? Like, these jobbers are not intimidating at all. Also, this scene is being shot out of order now from where the previous was. Thanks, show. Don't think I didn't notice that. Also, apparently the guns they were using before are now real guns, and I just have to look at that and go, how the fuck did you not know they were prop guns? Did the prop guns weigh as much as the real guns? I'd have to think they would weigh less. God damn it, show. So yeah, now Edgy has to fight the goons for real. Because now this is an actual fight. And I'm just like, why is this show, these 2 episodes meta when they don't need to be meta? Like, what's the point of all this meta nonsense? Why? Literally,
it's an
why?
anniversary one.
You don't have to be meta to celebrate an anniversary. You can be not meta. You can be implicitly meta instead of explicitly meta. For fuck's sakes. So yeah, Edgy has to fight off an entire army of goons, but he uses Tajador, and I swear to God they reused the footage from a previous episode with Tajador. I'm not crazy right on that one.
I feel like you're right, but I don't know which one.
I think it's the one where he used that finisher, because he's only used that finisher once so far. So now the proper Yummy shows up, and Kazari, because Kazari is at least gonna try to do something important this episode. But Tate is having trouble fighting Kazari because of his shoulder. And Edgy is having trouble fighting the Chakra Yummy because he used the combo, and now that he's used the combo, he's tired. But Goto steps in, and he uses Headbutt, and it's very effective on Kazari. So Kazari is on the back foot. And then Hina decides to use Rock Throw on the Chakra Yummy, and it is super effective as well, and they have, I guess, learned their lessons for this week. Yay! And now the goon is learning that he has been played, which I shouldn't be surprised. Why are you surprised? Of course you're being played. You're a fucking goon. You are a pawn to be used. That's your job. You get blown up in the thousands every show. And he's also bad at fighting as well because he tries to fight his own Yummy and he gets knocked out in one blow. Also, shut up with your Vegeta face turn. I hate it. You do not get the pull. We are rivals. You are a jobber. You are nowhere near on level as a rider. Shut up. Stop it. So Gogami reveals that I know nothing, or I'm trying to show that I know nothing, even though I do know something. And he tells Date, oh, you need to shove 1,000 medals in your driver, and you can summon the Colossasauri. So he does that. That has to be a very slow process, because that's not how that driver works. So we got the Colossasauri. How do you feel about the other... I guess it's not technically a form, but the other special thing that the Birth Driver can do, which is the Colossasauri, which I don't think ever gets used again outside of this 2 episodes. Unfortunately, Birth doesn't have the most interesting of things. So...
yeah.
So... as the summoning happens, Kazari is just standing around, I guess, confused by all of this nonsense, because he's like, what the fuck's happening? I don't even know what's happening anymore. So that happens. So Date summons the Colossasauri, beats up Kazari. Kazari leaves. Edgy beats up the Yummy. He gets dunked in the water. Edgy uses Shota plus the Colossasauri. They beat up the Yummy, blow it up. We're done. Goon has his face turned, I guess, with his stuff, and I don't fucking care. I literally don't care. Oh yeah, Kagami does a thing about like, hey, go watch the movie. It's also part of this anniversary. If I had a choice in the matter, I would. And yeah, that is the end of this Celebration of Rider special. How'd you feel about this Celebration of Rider special?
Could be worse.
It could, but I can't help but be angry about all of it.
Fair.
I just... all of it. All of it. I just hate... Ugh. I guess what makes me hate this is I hate this use of meta to substitute in writing actually a good goddamn story. Because you know what would have been a fun story to do with this? Take out the meta stuff, take out the 999 and 1000 episode nonsense, take out Kogami's bullshit. Just have this guy be upset that this is newfangled writer is around. And it makes him go, damn it, we never beat the writer because he's just some old shocker goon that never got killed. So he's angry and upset about it. Because he's stuck in the past. And you write 2 episodes about that. That would be fun. That would be entertaining and enjoyable. Instead, we have this. That is nothing. That is literally nothing. But, you have anything else on these 2 episodes? Okay. Because I feel like it's going to be hard-pressed for O's to do worse than these 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And I also feel like you can ignore these 2 episodes and just not watch them and move on. Just skip the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, I could see that. Because I don't think this actually even did the show justification.
Yep. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we are not out of the woods just yet when it comes to this. Because next week on TGSR, we are reviewing the 40th anniversary movie, where O's teams up with the Denliner crew and new Dino, not Dino himself, because that's how these Dino crossovers go all the time. And they have to go fix history because they broke it. Well, specifically Ankh broke time, and they have to go fix it. Except they don't fix it. Yay! Anything else?
No.
Alright. If you like what you're seeing, drop us a follow. Really appreciate it. This week, you're looking at more Ultimate Alliance 3, more Yakuza 0. Probably will end up being 5 or 6 hours, depends on Fire Emblem 3 Houses on Friday. TGS on Saturday, and then we're back around to this on Sunday. So, see you this week, folks.